3, 4, 5.
Are we on? Oh,
Jenny,
thanks for the
it's
heads
the
up.
Monday Club. I've been telling you for the last 5 minutes.
Jenny,
Yeah, whatever.
She's just back from the pub.
Hey!
I was going to say, just back from the club. So, big hello to you. It's great to see you, and I hope I find you well. I'm Jenny Kirk. This is Craig, Iron Horse Railways. Yes, he has. We should have recognised him by his odious presence.
Evening, Sham Hackleton.
So it's great to see you. We've got Patrick Ling, Rick Morley, Flatmo Chairman 1, Rubster's... it's gone off the top. Rubster's Trains and Travels, Ham Shackleton, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, JTG, Werewolf, RG Models 86. Oh, Jordan Hunter, been a member for 5 months. Evening to you. Plymouth North Road Station, Mike Lane TT120. Chalice Valley Rail Productions, great to see you. The Growler Blackwood N-Gauge Layout, 3B Rail, Simon Pitcher. Vobert Becking, J. Paul Anderson, Oa Gauge Journey, Leslie Gilpin Railways, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Dave Holloway, PN Motorsport Trains, Will Tucker, 80 Puller. Now we have to start with some unfortunate sad news that one of the great members of our community, a member of the Monday Club for a very, very long time, sadly passed away after a short illness. So it's with sad news that we have to announce that Paul Bottrill is sadly no longer with us. So we will be immortalising his name in the end credits to our pre-recorded videos, as we always do. So his memory will be kept alive. It's really, really sad when we lose a member of the community. Unfortunately, it does happen from time to time. So obviously our deepest condolences go out to his family. You may have seen a few posts on Facebook and such like about it. Apparently it was a very, very short illness, came on very suddenly. Really, really sorry to hear that.
May you rest in peace.
Absolutely. So today we're talking about bargain hunting.
Yes, do you have your net with you to go hunt those bargains?
Oh, come on now, bargains, get in the
As
net.
opposed to hanging bunting, which is something else entirely.
I'll take your word for it. So,
Which is really nice.
Stop
why
sniffing it.
don't you
Has anyone
sniff?
got a carrier bag?
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
no, buy your own
I
tube
know
of
you're from the
Yoo-hoo.
punk era, but you don't need to do it.
Oh, God, I don't know what a bit.
Do you remember that fanzine, Sniff and Glow?
Yeah, I
There was a major
I think
punk
they were-
fanzine about that.
I think they were just edgelording it. So
The
anyway,
best part was it was mostly about music.
yeah. Okay.
It has one of the most famous pages in any fanzine ever.
What
And
was
it's,
it? Blank.
No. Here are 5 chords. Now you know how to play guitar. Go and form a band.
Yes, and the Sex Pistols went, oh, okay, we will. The
You'll
rest
leave
is
5
history.
chords, you're fine.
Luke Craig says, evening all, great show at Pontefract last weekend. Some great bargains, Q6, Class 21 and a crab. Yeah, actually,
Ooh.
Andy Fryer's Junction, one of his mates, bought a DCC fitted. Actually, I think it was a Bachmann Class 08 in EWS for 40 quid.
That's ridiculous. See,
That is an incredible
the
bargain.
bargains are out there.
They are,
The
and
bargains
actually...
are out there. You can't expect to go and buy a brand new model and go, why is it not 30 pence? That's
Yeah,
not, no, you don't go there for your bargains.
They were only 3
The
quid in
goose market is
1972.
where you need to go for your
So
bargains.
it's part way through a DCC fit, which is why it's in pieces. But this rail freight distribution shunter, that was a £60 mint in box find.
And I love that little DCC concept Zen blue decoder 6-pin will fit straight in there with
Yeah.
the stay alive wire. And we've engineered it.
Yeah, there's engineered
And
the
there's
Stay
plenty of room,
Alive.
plenty of
I've got
room.
the. You can just see the cable sticking out. I've got the Stay Alive actually into the cab. I'm quite pleased with that.
It's done really well. That's how I did
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
It
And
works really
James
well.
James Pett approves of DCC fitting. Of course, Awesome Bricks
Petting
reminds
James,
us.
well done.
Gronk it up. Gronk
Gronk
it
it
up. Gronk
Gronk it
it
up.
up. Hashtag not a cult for
That's
legal
what the
and
kids
tax
do, Jenny.
purposes.
The hashtag, I think. Hashtag.
What that?
I think so.
That looks rude, doesn't it? I'll be honest. I'm of an age where you're never quite sure with these gang signs. But we're going to be talking about bargains now. I have been made aware that today one of our sponsors, TMC, the Model Centre, has started another flash sale. The Class 422, you might remember I did a video on that. They've got that. at an incredible more than 50% off for the sound-fitted version. But also, they've still got those 9Fs, the Hornby new tooled 9Fs for $149.99. Again, did some videos on that. Apparently, they're down to about 20 or so, I think he said on the phone. And I can't imagine that the new tooled 9F from Hornby will be that price again. Seriously, they'll do another production run. Even if any of them do get marked down in a sale, I don't think they'll go that low.
No.
So if that is a must-have item, then do check that out. They've also got the all-new tooled Hornby 2MT in green. I love. I did a video on this. I've got a green one.
You've got a black one here.
Yeah, there's a black one over there with you. There's I've got a green one somewhere.
Can I get you a drink?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Now, for the algorithm, this is alcohol-free, very refreshing beverage.
However, my cocaine is 100% pure, so that balances out things nicely.
Yes, Michael Caine is 100% pure.
Yeah,
yes, Michael Caine is lovely, yes.
Alan
Not a lot of
Pollock
people
says,
know that.
I got a Backman War Department 280 for 50 quid. That's actually a really good price.
good.
And just to let people know as well, super low stock warning. We're down to our last 5 Monday
Single
Club badges.
digits.
So we're expecting them to sell out during the course of the show. So these are the green badges, the final 5. Basically, if you snooze, you lose. If you haven't already got one, then get your order in right now, this instant. I think Ham Shackleton just put the link in the chat. But it's literally a case of first come, first served. We have the new Monday Club badges going on sale in person at the Doncaster show coming up on the 8th and 9th of February. We will be on the TMC stand on the Saturday. You'll be able to buy some of those from us, and then they'll go on general sale through the website from the Monday. And we've been able to keep the price exactly the same. So no price rise, but it is a different colour, obviously. And we've ordered the same number. So again, they seem to be selling quicker and quicker through these batches. So if getting every colour is something that's your thing, then do get your order in for those fairly. Yeah, oh, absolutely. But first of all, we have a quick word from actually
The intro.
from
Roll VT.
a quick word from the intro.
Welcome to the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news, gossip, layout tours and more with your host, broadcaster and model maker, Jennifer Kirk.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey. So there we are, and a big thank you to TMC, the Model Centre, for helping keep the lights on, and do check out their sale. They've got 5% off site-wide as well. I don't actually have a code. I don't know if it's on a code or just it happens automatically. It might be worth checking out their Facebook page for details.
They do have a nice sale going on, don't they?
They do. So my top picks, if you haven't got one of those 9Fs, I've actually got one, but I got it before the sale, so it costs substantially more.
You got it before it was cheaper.
Yeah, and the 2MT, actually, the Hornby 2MT
It's a nice
is a surprisingly good model, and there's this big thing about, diecast, premium diecast, and with the Hornby 00 range, but actually, the 2MT has a lot of diecasting. The J15 as well is another one which has a surprising amount of diecasting. We had the announcement that the Great Eastern Railway Prussian Blue liveried version is being made available in the 2025 range. Apparently as well, I was talking to TMC, that has proved to be extremely popular. So, it's not just the trying to drum up business. And this is the case regardless of where you prefer to order your models from. That if that is a must-have item, I do say you need to pre-order. The Model Centre TMC says SAVE5 is the code for an extra 5% site-wide. It's only available for 48 hours. So essentially, 48 hours you've got to make use of that. I think there are a few caveats. It's off everything except like new releases. So like a new Bachmann item that's been released in the last few weeks. They're already discounted to the maximum they're allowed, so it won't apply to brand new releases, but everything else, fill your boots. And my top picks, definitely. The 9F, I'm told they're down to limited numbers, and I'll tell you now, they're not going to get repeated at that price. And the 2MT in green is a fabulous loco. Warbler Production says, I would like a Hornby Ivet 2MT. Unfortunately, can't afford one, even discounted.
Sometimes that is the case.
Sometimes that is the case,
But
unfortunately.
you could do what I do with a lot of stuff and hold off until it turns up in bargain buckets.
Yeah, but the thing is, second-hand, you probably find it's going to be at that price or more. There was a comment I wanted to read out, but it's gone off the top. From JTG Werewolf there. I got the 9F from TMC on your recommendation, Jenny. It's brilliant for £149. Yeah, absolutely. It's a completely new tool, owes nothing to previous versions. But we're talking tonight about bargains, and going round on the layout,
bargains.
You'll see the rather incongruous Freightliner Gronk is doing the rounds. I made out like a bandit with this.
Just leaving the view now, actually.
Yeah, so I'm going to change the angle. So if Zoe makes sure that comes up. 40 quid. It's just coming into view behind the £40. This is the Bachmann release. It's actually the pre-DCC ready, but I'm telling you now, don't be frightened of hard wiring DCC fitting. I'm about to take on another earlier Bachmann Gronk. They still hold their own. They don't have a socket in, but actually it's really easy. There's only 4 wires to solder. And I have done videos on it. Somebody did ask if I'd do a video on the Freightliner one. And in all honesty, I've done videos before on hard wiring. And yeah, Phil Yates says DCC wiring is easy.
Everyone's got a video. I've got a video on my channel.
Yeah, it's not
bread
hard.
And butter. It's really not hard, guys.
And I think a lot of people get scared about soldering.
Really simple rhyme I've remembered.
But red and black go to the track. Orange and grey power the way.
No, well, orange and grey the other way, but yes.
Yeah, they go to the motor. And they're really the only 4 wires you really need to be bothered about.
Much.
As you get more confident, you can add lights and stuff, but you don't have to.
I mean, a model like the old Bachmann stuff, they don't have lights anyway. So like the old Class 20s, the Gronks, they don't have lighting on them anyway. So there's nothing to hardwire, and the DCC ready ones, well, you just plug them straight in, so it's not hard.
Yeah. So it's one of these things that my watch was is if you don't let yourself try, you won't succeed if you don't let yourself try. And when it comes to soldering, I used to be really rubbish at soldering. I used to hate the idea of soldering. But what really made it for me is the No Clean Flux from DCC Concepts.
I've got some over here, actually.
I have actually, a little slippery bottle. Oh, won't you throw it on the floor?
But it's okay because the bottle is non-spilled, Jenny.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So that's the stuff. Again, TMC, the Model Centre, do sell that. S179 solder. And a hot iron. It always seems counterintuitive.
You had that out recently?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, God.
It's once it gets on the side of the bottle, I've mopped that and everything.
Double O Gauge Jenny says he's read that older locomotives are much harder to DCC fit than newer models. Is that true? I can't find where he's always put a thing. No, it's not.
No.
Only thing you need to watch out for, really, if it's a really old model, it might pull a lot more power. So you need to make sure the power rating for the decoder is right.
Yeah.
But it's still the same four wires.
And generally speaking, the most important thing is make sure it runs well on DC before you DCC fit it, because the decoder isn't going to fix poor running on DC.
And of course, as well, make sure it's not a split chassis. If it's a split chassis, that can add some.
You can DCC fit them, but it is much more involved.
Yeah.
And the code, we've pinned it to the top, SAVE5. So that's SAVE5. That's, the code for an extra 5% site-wide. But that is only for the next 48 hours, so you heard it here. Beth G says, I DCC sound-fitted an old Hornby Terrier. I added a flickering firebox too. And that's the beauty of doing that, is it's, you can get a lot of enjoyment about taking an old model and bringing it up to modern spec.
Do you mean Shot Horror actually doing some modelling?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know. But in terms of, Chris Jones 10 says Cavalex 60 comes with a 21-pin decoder socket. Yeah, I saw. Did you see that? The steel one with the
fire. It's steel on steel. Yeah, that's a lovely.
That looks really nice. Yeah. Chris Jones 10 says Cavalex 60, well worth buying. Hornby Magazine did a video feature recently on YouTube. DJK 666's split chassis locos are time consuming to DCC fit more than anything.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But they're not impossible. I've done the Bachmann split chassis Class 04 shunters. I've done a few of those. I've also done the older Bachmann split chassis A4. I did one, and it made me vow that I would never do another one, because the problem with the split chassis loco is, as the old adage goes, you can polish a turd as much as you like, but when you finish polishing it, it's still a turd. I did a Bachmann J39 as well. I managed to get one of those DCC fitted. But by and large, if you're looking at buying a second-hand model to DCC fit it, I would say just make sure you're not buying a split chassis model. Conversely, I would say that you can get some incredible bargains because a number of retailers have misidentified the Bachmann N-Class Moguls as being split chassis, and they are not split chassis, and as far as I'm aware, they've never been split chassis. So I've seen a lot of retailers price them as if they're split chassis. So you can buy a mint-in box Bachmann N-Class. I've had them for like £40-50 from retailers like Rails, even from Ellis Clark Trains as well. And when you look in the description, it'll say split DCC ready or not, split chassis. And it's like, no, it's not split chassis. It just needs hard wiring. And it's super easy to do. I've done loads of the Bachmann N-Classes because they're a lovely loco and they do run well. I tend to hardwire them with a socket. I put a 6-pin socket in, so you can just plug a 6-pin decoder in.
Change it if the decoder blows or anything.
I've never had a decoder blow in them. It's just convenience.
Maeve Gay says you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter.
I like that. But do share with us what you found bargain-wise, what you've seen out there. I must say, one of the things actually I've got to mention this because it's such an amazing price. Rails of Sheffield are doing the Daypol O-Gauge Terrier in BR Black for a shade under 150.
Wow!
And it's like at that price, it's cheaper than a lot of double O-Gauge models. And it's just, I love the fact that O-Gauge has never been more affordable. Griffey says, I buy from the USA. Many, many bargains there for me. I mean, that's an interesting point. To actually suggest to our viewers in the US, who may be US modelers, US outline stock in the UK tends to be a tough sell.
Oh yeah.
Because there's not as many modelers. So
I do like it though.
it's very, very nice stuff. But you may find as a US modeler in the US that it's cheaper for you to buy second-hand from the UK, US outline stuff, because actually it's priced at a much lower rate over here than, there's obviously higher demand in US.
Yeah.
Gavin Blackburn, £150. You can't afford to say no. Mark Waitman says Bachmann M class costs £45. Yeah, there's some amazing deals out there second-hand on some of these. Warbler Productions, neither of my Bachmann 4MT tanks are split chassis unless you have the tender version. Yeah, the 264 tank locomotive was never split chassis. That's the standard class 4MT. That was never split chassis. I believe that the very, very early 4MTs, which are like a 460 and tender, may have been, but Bachmann did, as far as I'm aware, retool that chassis. Now, the other one to look out for are the Bachmann B1s. There are later ones, and indeed, I think in the TMC sale, they've got a really lovely, certainly an LNER green one, of the most recent production batch. That is not that is not split chassis. It is DCC ready. Super easy to DCC fit. But I think because there's so many of the older B1s out there which had the split chassis, that people tend to get scared of them. But the newest batch are DCC ready, and there's some really good deals on those. I think TMC definitely did have a BR black one and an LNER green. I think they've still got the LNER green one. Richard Swiderski asks, is the 5% on the Hornby Black Prince 9F? I think it might be.
Have a check. I would
check. If TMC are in, does that save 5 also apply to the items in the sale? For example, the 9F at $149.99 and also the 2MT. Mark Whiteman says Hereford models have a couple of Hornby D16s for £100. Yeah, at the risk of Mark Wilson going, no, my bargains. Hereford Model Centre has been a gold mine for new old stock. They're not second hand. They're just I don't know what it is. I think they've got a stock room that's like a TARDIS, and they occasionally rediscover items.
Evening, Richard Brighton. No, you've not missed anything
Hello,
yet,
Richard
mate.
Brighton. Oh, no. Gandalf.
The Monday clubbers never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. That's weird.
So far, Jenny's just been telling us about the bargains she's picked up and her new Gronk from Alice Clark.
It might be weird.
What we're going to do is we've already fitted an A model Stay Alive in there.
So, could you tell people what that is?
So, talking of bargains, we did have a day trip out to Ellis Clark Trains over the weekend, and the Cupboard Monkey couldn't pass up this kit. It's a plastic kit. What was the manufacturer?
Casco.
No, it was. It's went from Cooper's kit, and it's an SM32. It looks to be a Festiniog Railway coal cart.
So is that actually not? That's not O gauge, then, is it?
It's. I think it's the equivalent of gauge 1, but it runs on O
I'm about
gauge.
to print it up live on the show.
It looks pretty. I like it. It has got shopping cart vibes. I'm not going to lie.
I like it.
I know what you mean. DJK666 says, I got that Gronk. I was welding. Is that as autocorrect been through and slashed?
It's well chuffed instead of welding.
Yeah, so Gronk, I think that must be well chuffed at Gets from Ellis Clark for £90. I think, is that the one that I pointed you in their direction? Because one of the things, right, if anybody from Hornby is listening, please don't neglect releasing Class 08s in BR Rail Blue. The reason for this is that they're in high demand second hand and really hard to find. But Clark Railworks actually had 3. I bought one.
Blue Gronk.
I think DJK666 bought another one, and the other one was sold within a couple of hours. Castle Hill Light Railway says SM32 is the equivalent of 2-foot gauge like Festinio.
Yep, 2-foot gauge.
It's gauge 1 in narrow gauge. Right, yes. Oh, right. Planes Trains UK says Hereford Model Centre has rooms at the back loaded with stock, TARDIS style. Warbler Production says it's not a Festinio coal wagon. It looks more like a Corus Railway version, so brick red would be the correct colour. Although it does have...
It's not going brick red.
Can I just say...
I'm currently doing the base coat of black on it.
Can I just say it has FR on the axle boxes.
So it's French.
No, that's why I thought Festinio Railway. Warbler Production says SM32 is actually 1:21 scale.
That sounds right.
Yeah, DJK666 says, yes, it was. I got straight over there, found it and bagsied it. JTG Werewolf says, Jenny, heard the real Black Princess boiler certificate has expired and it won't be running for a while. Yeah, I have heard it's
The Black
kind of...
5?
No, the 9F.
9F.
It had its sort of final hurrah run. I suspect it'll get turned around fairly quickly.
Yeah, you want someone like that running, don't you, really? You don't think
Yeah, I suspect it'll... Because the thing is, right, the boiler certificate might expire, but you can get extensions to the boiler certificate where they do an inspection, and if the boiler's found to be in good condition and everything's within expected tolerances, you then get it's like an extra year or
Do they
whatever.
just like mark out the 4 and put a 5 after it? Oh, it's fine. You don't need cash.
Well, it's a bit like having an MOT in a way, but it's more in depth than a boiler test. I think they have to inspect physically inside the boiler, and you're looking at things like wastage, particularly on the tubes, on the throat plates, and the stays in the firebox, that kind of thing. Yeah, RG Models 86 says, depends how much needs doing on the engine and if the money is there. Anthony says, bought my tickets for the family for Sir Nigel Gresley on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway for March. Can't wait.
Ooh,
I'm going to change the angle of the dangle.
For the blue brew, that is true.
Yeah. Now, did you... Oh, you did change the angle. Thank you. Well done. Maura Curran, big hello to you. Skipsy Trains, long time no see. Warbler Production says Black Prince has been out of ticket for around 18 months. The tubes have already come out and the boiler lifted. Oh, right. It shows how out of touch I am.
Well, indeed. Of course, Warbler knows all these things. He's very much in touch with that side of the hobby.
Jenny was with it, but then they changed what it was.
Now it
So they
seems
changed what
scary
it
and
was.
weird. Yeah.
This will happen to you too.
Yes, it will, actually. All of you young whippersnappers, we were once like you, and then we got old. Raymond Legg says, Festiniog coaches are very low to the ground. Yeah, it's probably... The Festiniog Railway is probably one of the most restricted loading gauges of any railway there is. So much so that I believe there's some tunnels on the line that if you go through as a guard and put your hand on the on the roof of the thing, your knuckles will lose all the skin. It's that close.
I mean, it's quite high from the ground because we're currently in the loft. But when she goes downstairs, it'll be quite close to the ground. No.
Yeah, I suppose so. Mark Whiteman says, any Lima Class 60 if you can't stretch to the new tooled ones. Sarah Davis asks, who won the DCC competition? Now, Richard Brighton is the person to ask because he's sorted that out. I picked a number, and that number apparently corresponded to one of the correct answers.
Richard Brighton says, Jenny, did you want to announce who won the ticket?
I can do, but you'll have to remind me who won the tickets.
Well, we can get him on the screen if you want.
John James C., the Guru of Sound.
No,
Go on.
Guru of Sound.
Guru of Sound,
It's like a U shape.
Guru
The
of
reason
Sound.
was because Dominic said our kickline correspondent got the straight one, and so John JMC, the Guru of Sound, who we were going to do the full.
We have various angles, but none at 45.
Retro Rambles asks, is new tooling worth it or a con?
It depends on
It
what
depends.
it
How
is.
is it ever a con?
It's never a con, but I think there are certain models where actually the old tooling still holds its own.
Yeah.
And I think that like the Class 08.
You've got Jenny thinking now.
No, yes, RG Models 86, the full Rimmer salute, was it?
Richard Brighton says the winner is in the chat right now. Is it you?
Yeah, the winner is apparently in the chat. But no, a new tooling. So the Class 25s from Bachmann, they've just retooled it completely from scratch, all new tooling. I'd say, the new tooling is nice. We've got one going round some on the breakdown train, but the old tooling, of which we have two running,
Somewhere around here.
well, there's the one on the tank train coming round. There's also one on the ABC shuttle.
What you find is,
I think they're still quite good. And when you can pick up a second-hand Bachmann Class 25, I've seen them down to like 45 quid at shows.
what you find is the new tooling just brings, whereas something might be a moulded handrail on the older tooling, it might be a finer, like an actual separately fitted rail.
And then you get things like working cab lights, really
like that.
nice cab interiors. John JMC, the Guru of Sound, says, "Oh, thanks, I get the bent one."
Oh,
Leslie Gilpin-Rowe says, "You'll note then, Griffey went through the 80s with a battered old hire boat. We just pointed it in and ran the engine and left it to find its way home through both ways."
Is that part of a different conversation?
I think I'm partway through a
think you
conversation.
are there, yeah.
Warbler Production says, only the Garneth Tunnel now has a restricted loading gauge on the Fastidio Railway. The old Morrowind Tunnel was even more restricted, with locos and coaches having an inch clearance.
Wow.
But interestingly enough, a question for you. When was the last time a locomotive ventured into the old Morrowind Tunnel?
I don't know what that is.
I thought you said Morrowind.
I thought she said. I did. I thought she said Morrowind.
Andrew Bretta says TARDIS was hyping behind the signals.
It was.
Yes, the TARDIS is there. But actually, it's quite late 1970s. I've seen a photograph.
Monday Clover is never late, Toto wagons.
No, what? No.
Or are they early?
You set him off now.
No,
Yeah, right, precisely when you need to.
That's Gandalf.
Late 70s, I've seen a photograph of a locomotive venturing into the Morrowind Tunnel just before the track was lifted.
James Pett says it's underwater.
At only one end. Now, there's like a plug built at one end. Warbler Production says 1984, after which the track was lifted. Interesting, that's later than I thought. I've seen a photograph from 1978 of a locomotive venturing in.
Was it done in 1984 because they were scared that Big Brother was watching?
It was to do with when they built the deviation to get around the reservoir that had flooded the track bed and was the reason why they couldn't reuse the old Morrowind Tunnel. They did a deal with some of the landowners whereby they effectively swapped the land. So the old track bed was given to the farmers in exchange for the new track bed. And that was why the old track bed was, the track was lifted and such like.
Where is that mineral wagon gone?
The mini what?
That mineral wagon gone. That 16-ton mineral wagon.
Oh, it's on the DC. They're behind. It's
On
behind
the shuttle.
you.
Oh, right.
I put it on the shuttle.
I didn't see you do that.
DJ K666. Yeah, there's quite a few videos of people exploring the old track bed. They're not. It's technically private land. You've got to be careful. But the Morrowind Tunnel, I've seen videos from inside it, and it's in a hell of a state. Very, very wet. A lot of rock falls and such like. But the tunnel is clear all the way through, but there's a plug. They call it the plug. It's effectively been blocked at the reservoir end to stop the reservoir from draining out through it. But when the reservoir is low, you can actually see the other end of the tunnel. And I think technically go into it, although the plug is a few feet into the tunnel. Yes, Leslie Gilpin-Rowe is the track bed is dry when the reservoir is being pumped back above the power station. So you can actually see the old track bed. But anyway, we're talking about bargains. And actually, whilst we were up at Clark Railworks, we got to see the production models of the new... sorry, am I annoying you now, Zoe?
No, I'll put it down so I can pass you this.
Apparently I'm going to have to do my own operations.
I just think it would be much easier for you.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
my
then you
shoulder.
can,
Ow.
do what you need to.
So, we're going to go over, and this...
Old things hurt. Just
Yeah,
for a
tell
second.
me
I
about it.
moved gently and my shoulder went, nope. Ha, have
So, here we are on screen. This is the BR Crimson.
I can't decide between the crimson and the maroon. I think they're both really nice, and every time we've got an all like the
It's
crimson.
the teak for me.
And the teak's beautiful, But
And
then
that's a nice close-up. And they've got all working lights inside, full interiors.
nice.
Oh, the interiors really, really impressed me.
So,
Ham Shackleton, you're spot on, mate. It is old age and dry rot. It really is.
I always say it's not the age, it's the mileage.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of mileage on that. But these are, I've seen these, as Jenny has, in person. They are absolutely beautiful. The production samples are really, really next.
And they're not. The thing that always interested me was that they're not all four identical coaches. So it's not just a train of four coaches sharing the same bogies. There's different lengths and styles of coaches in the rake, and they've got a really interesting close coupling mechanism whereby you can. There's no like weird clips or anything.
No.
Taking them apart is really easy. You don't need to do anything special or risk breaking clips with them, but they open out.
To couple them.
Yeah.
But they open out as they go round corners and then close back in.
So you get them. I think it's second radius. I think
he mentioned second radius, but I suspect they might go round tighter, but just start to look a bit odd. But I think he said second radius is okie doodly dokie for these. So there's the other end. For some reason, the Cupboard Monkey's like taken three shots.
There you go. Look.
There's the. So is this the crimson?
Yeah, you had the maroon before.
So somebody tell me, crimson and maroon. I don't.
Crimson's more like a brighter red.
Yeah, but in terms of time period, which comes first?
I haven't got a clue. John JMC is in the chat. He might be able to help us out with that.
John JMC, the Guru of Sound. I don't know whether you can tell us. Crimson and maroon, which came first?
Richard Brighton opening out for.
Richard Brighton. If you ever need an innuendo, he'll give you one.
Yes, whether you want it or not. Yeah.
So having a look at these quad arts really are something special.
Jen,
Yeah.
tell them about the artwork.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can just see there. Look on the left-hand side.
If you look there, where we're circling, those are actually miniature reproductions of real LNER promotional artwork.
It was either Nicky or Heavy from Hell's
Yeah,
Craft,
they've done a lot of work. Each of these has been effectively redrawn from scratch. Oh, thank you so much. JL Railways has very kindly donated £4.99 on the Super Chat.
Oh,
thank you so much for your generosity. They say, hey, Jenny, Zoe and Craig. How's you? Just on the conversation, I DCC sound fitted my Manston. It's easier than you think, and it was the first loco I've ever done. Is that the? So that would be the West Country class, the rebuilt West Country
I
class
have no idea.
that Hornby did. I know if you get an earlier one, I think I've got it's either Tor Valley or Barnstable, something like that. And it's one of the first release, so it's a really nice model, but it's not DCC ready. But they're actually really easy to DCC fit. Hello to you, New Junction. It's great to see you. It's
He's been busy recently with his new deluxe train.
He has. He's got a massive new train emporium.
It's a studio.
A studio.
It's a studio.
Studio.
All of his things. And
But
he's
it's like
away at his
it's
little cinema.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're Laurie.
Apparently, I am. Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, nice to see Laurie with you." Ah, yeah. How's the Ruston doing, Laurie?
Oh, yeah.
We've just scrapped it. We took a gas axe to it. B Mozza, great to see you as well. We've got a few latecomers here, Gandalf, if you're about.
Monday Clover is never late to the wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
There we are. There's a better shot with
You can see the artwork now. Look
at the artwork in here. And these are real miniaturized pictures. He showed us the artwork. And they're actually they're done to such a high standard. They're thinking of offering prints.
I wasn't surprised.
So
but this is the point. Though. I mean, when you're going to start making coaches now with such clear glazing and lit interiors, you really have to start paying attention to the interior, which you can quite easily see.
Well, it was impressive on the Pullmans, but these are, of course, double O rather than O.
Essentially half the size.
And it's the same as well for the maroon ones, so you can see them there.
I mean, the seats look plush.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Even the no smoke.
I mean, look at that.
Really
you can see all of these pictures, the seats. I think it's also got luggage racks as well, which you can't really see unless you take the roof off.
It has got them, but you can see them.
The Pullmans have them as well. So there's the end.
Oh, well, how can I send? Oh.
Yeah, you can just about see me in the background.
Buying gronks.
Yeah, probably.
Rounding them up straight in.
Yeah,
Apparently-
grumpy.
I have to flick through at high speed. Right, so we've got these now. They've got this wonderful diorama. So we've got
Neil
this-
built that.
we've got the same photos again on the diorama. But so we basically there we go. Those
There are teaks as well.
Have you got the teaks? Well,
Yeah.
The teaks are lovely. That's one.
I'm gonna have to click like a manic buffoon to get through. Oh, broken. There we are. Apparently, this entire diorama he built over the space of 2 evenings,
I can't believe it.
which shows that you don't need to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, but to be fair, Neil is a very
He does know what he's
a very
doing.
experienced professional. That's not like you know. It's he
Yeah.
knows
That
what
overhead
he's
shot
doing.
that you jumped past shows the differences between all of the coaches, the lengths, and the number of events on top, and all sorts.
We've
Well, that's with the gas lights and all that lot for
Yeah.
the heating and whatever.
so there you are.
That was
Look,
cool.
Yeah.
stuff. I'm trying to get to these teaks, these mythical teaks I've been told about, but she's gone all Japanese tourist, and there's no filtering here. So,
because
oh, Mr. Stay Puffed.
Careful! There you go. Look,
Oh,
see.
that's the
That's the
Pullman.
Pullman.
Oh no, you have. Yes, you've got.
So that's the roof
you've
off
gone
the
too far.
Pullman.
Just be careful how far you. Hey,
There we go. I like
yes,
the
Richard
wheels.
Swiderski, they are double O.
These
This is-
are double O.
Yeah.
So look at that. And I love the wheels on the LNER version. The
Yeah.
wheels really look nice because they've got like brown
That
painted
teak is just
faces
so
with the
good.
white walls. And, teak, there's teak, and then there's like, whoa, teak.
Well, the
This-
teak version's the one that's actually preserved. Is it the Middleton Railway? Is it the Middleton Railway?
Mid-Norfolk.
Mid-Norfolk.
Or
yeah.
was it North Norfolk?
Somewhere. That's,
I think North
that's the one
Norfolk.
they use. But look at
Mm.
that. They are superb.
And it's interesting, actually, the preservation history of these. They were only restored, like, in the early 2000s.
It took all of my willpower not to shove that in my jacket. And just leave
So
it.
there we are.
There's the cost.
£325 per set, available Q1 2025. Now, the thing about these is that apparently the teak ones, he says they've already expanded the production numbers of the teak ones a couple of times, made the order bigger because there was so much demand for them, and they're still pretty much at a point of selling out. So if the teak is a must-have one, you've got to order it. But also, I think the other ones as well, he said, they're still selling really, really well. But the teak ones, everybody, it seems, wants a set of the teaks. Ben Tullett says, from someone who has restored an LNER teak coach, the finish is spot on, included the painting parts. Yeah, and Griffey, I know it's expensive, but as RG Models 86 says, worth every
Yeah, but
penny.
look at what you're getting though. I mean, you're paying now for a new coach from, let's say, Batman, Pure Scale, between 50 and 70 quid. You're getting 4 coaches there, and the detail on them is absolutely ridiculously high.
Yeah.
OO Gauge Journey says, we'll stick to my £5 Mark IIs, hashtag on a budget. And yeah, that's why we're talking budget models.
Yes.
So as we were saying before, TMC, the Model Centre's got a big sale on, and there's a few brand new items in there, actually at a really good price. Now, the 9F we've talked about before, that's down to $149.99. I think the 2MT in green, I think it's number, is it 46006? It's it's one of the green. Hornby's done 2 green ones that I know of, so it's one of those, and that's been reduced to about half price. So there's some really good deals. The Class 422 with sound is heavily reduced, but they've also got a code. We've actually pinned it to the top of the chat. If you put in the code SAVE5, that gives you an extra 5% off site-wide. But that's only valid for 48 hours.
Yes.
Right. Mike Longford says, looking for ON30 logging bargains and replacement Bachmann HO Shea gears. Any ideas? I'll be honest, actually. Again, Ellis Clark Trains, have a look at what they've got for sale second hand, because I do see a lot of the Spectrum ON30 like logging locomotives and stuff passing through.
They have got quite a bit of American stuff.
And they're actually not bad priced. I've seen some of the Spectrum locos going for under £100. And again, that's what I was saying about for US outline modelers. Actually buying from the UK, even if you're in the US, the prices in the UK of that stuff are depressed because there's a lot less people buying it. From our point of view, it's a much more specialist thing. And it may be the case that actually in America, if you find British 00 gauge stuff, that might be priced very cheaply because so few people over there would be into that sort of thing.
Knockers Lane just spoke to the wife, and Julie says, yes, I can have a set of Ellis Clark coaches. Well done, yes.
Nice.
Brilliant. Now,
But you've got to have beans on toast for the rest of the month.
Yeah, for the rest of your life. I don't know if the TMC, the Model Centre, are still in the chat. If Howard's still watching, are you going to be stocking the Quad Arts? Because I know that they stocked the Low Max.
Yes.
So I don't know whether they are stocking them. So it may be that you can get them through TMC, the Model Centre.
See, this is the thing, Rick Morley, that says, as tempting as the TMC sale is, I'm waiting for Model Rail Scotland.
What weekend? Is that next weekend
I
or
think
something?
so, but this just says, I mean, people know that when they go to a show, there's a chance of a bargain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Shows have amazing bargains.
somebody did ask, is there anybody selling Monday Club badges at Model Rail Scotland? Well, I'm not actually going, so I don't know whether Andy Fryer's Junction is going, and that's Sawyer Models. Sawyer Models does have some of the Green Monday Club badges in stock to buy. They're the same price. So I don't know whether Sawyer Models is going to be at Model Rail Scotland. If they are, they'll be where you'll be able to get them. And the Model Centre TMC has confirmed that they will be stocking the Quad Arts, and they've just posted a link to those as well. So you can also order those through the Model Centre.
I wonder if that discount code works on them.
I think that's only for in stock. They're not currently in stock. So I don't think it works on pre-orders.
Damn.
I mean, you can try it, it might work.
Try it,
But
you never know.
I'm going to say now.
How was I going?
not-
No, I forgot to turn it off. No. Hey, yeah. CMC, nice try, Craig. No. No.
Sit down, keep quiet. Andy Fryer Junction says, no, we're not at Model Rail Scotland, despite asking to go. We're at Alton this weekend and Doncaster.
Well, we're all at
next weekend.
Doncaster, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
We're getting the band back
Party
together.
time. Yeah, so what? You've booked your hotel then as well? have
Yes,
you?
I am going to be there, but I'm going to be circulating.
Circulating.
Between my sponsor, Sawyer Models, and of course with Jenny. I'll be visiting with the guys at TMC. And of course running around with the DCC Concepts chaps, giving them a hand as well.
Absolutely. And on
busy.
the Saturday, just to let you know, that the Cupboard Monkey and I will be live streaming from the show.
Absolutely.
But
We've
only
had,
this Saturday, because the last two where we've done both,
we haven't seen the show.
we couldn't see the show.
No.
So we will be at the TMC, the Model Centre stand. We're squeezed in between that stand and then Peachy TT120 has a TT120 layout, which is sort of right next to them.
Yes.
And we're in the gap in between.
So,
Right in the middle.
So
we're
we
going to
will...
grab Peachy at some point and go, can we point a camera at
But
you?"
we will be live streaming on the TMC, the Model Centre YouTube channel.
It's always a fun thing to stream. It is. It's become like
It
almost
is,
like
yeah.
a staple now, isn't it?
So we're going to have to put together new idents and
John
stuff.
JMC, should you come? Yes, you should come, and you should come and talk to me and Jenny about the Quad Arts. Yes,
Yes.
you should.
Oh,
And,
actually, yes.
There
Yeah.
you are. So yes, come, do the thing
On the
and thing
Saturday,
with the thing.
and come and,
And
talk
bring the
about
thing
the Quad
as well.
Arts.
Bring the thing.
Because Ellis Clark's not going to be there, but if you are you able to snaffle one of the sets?
Bring the thing.
Bring the thing.
Bring the thing.
We'll get it running
And then
somewhere.
give me the thing.
Castle Hill Light Railway says live from Peachy's Gap. Woohoo, matron! Let's Go 41 says, which show are they talking about? We're talking about
Doncaster.
Doncaster.
The National Festival of Railway Modelling in Doncaster.
It's held at Doncaster Racecourse on the 8th and 9th of
And if
February.
you're really, really good, Jen will be running the race course to see how well she can do it.
You know, speaking of race cars, I used to race cars. I never did very well though because I couldn't run as fast as they did.
It's always a pain. Worthington Model Railway says, have to run. Have a great evening, everyone. Look, you take great care. Don't forget to hit that like button and consider sharing the stream to social media. But if you are not subscribed, then do please subscribe to the channel. Will New Junction be there? New Junction, will you be there? Will Acura Scale have a stand?
I believe Acura Scale is one of the sponsors, I think.
Are they?
I think
right.
So. Don't, unless I've just horribly misquoted myself there, Richard.
So we can go and raid their tins of sweeties.
Of course.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to stack all of Richard's pamphlets up, because every time I go and see the Acura Scale stand, it gets ravaged and all the pamphlets end up, and I'm just sitting there talking to Richard for half an hour, just making sure all of his little pamphlets and his no, they're not there, they're at Model Rail Scotland, okay.
Oh, right. So, but New Junction, are you going in a personal capacity to Doncaster or not?
I think he'll want to play, won't he?
Raymond Legg says, too much farting in this chat.
What?
There's lots of farting about, yes.
Ah, right.
Right.
But, actually, can I just say as well, when you're at Doncaster, one of the stalls as well to look out for, as far as I'm aware, they don't have an online presence, but it's Anorex Anonymous.
Oh,
There's
you've got to go to those.
A rugby scrum. Like, I don't know. I mean, they must be absolutely shattered at the end of the day, because it's like they're like 5-6 deep all day, every day around that stand, and it's all stuff priced to sell. It's always well worth having a good frisk. And yeah, that's the thing about shows as well, is it's going and having a look through not just like all the new stuff. What are we?
Richard Brighton.
Richard Brighton.
Yes, that's right. Of course, DCC Concepts are actually the sponsor for the Doncaster show.
They're the movers and the shakers.
Yes.
So if you need anything at Doncaster, then it doesn't happen without the say-so
of DCC. So if you need anything moved
or
shook.
Is it Fiora? Craig, look at your phone. I'm looking at it. Now what? What's the next instruction, John?
Who's telling us to look at our phone?
I'm looking at my phone.
I don't know why people send messages whilst we're on air.
Phone, John.
I'm like, if they watch the thing, that then there's no way that that we're going to be checking our phone.
I'm looking at my phone, but it's saying nothing's happening.
Right. The extra 5% off. I've just seen the email. Ends at 1 minute to midnight on Wednesday this week, and you use the code SAVE5 on checkout. So that's an extra 5% off site-wide.
Check it.
And also, can I just say, Howard didn't mention this when I was chatting to him earlier today, but they have free postage on all orders over £150. And as well, anybody who was familiar with the trunk service from Hatton's, that lives on at TMC. So essentially it means that you can kind of stockpile all your items and then pay for them in one go and have them shipped in one go, which I know a lot of people really found useful with Hatton's. And it was one of the things a lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to mean the end of the trunk service. Well, it has come back. It's at TMC.
So at the moment, this is what the 2-foot gauge coal wagon looks like. I have base coated it in black.
It looks very, very mottled. It's not you haven't got good coverage.
Dry yet.
It's not dry. That's why.
It's a base coat as well. But you just that's essentially a key. What she'll do is she'll go over it again, and it'll look really nice.
So what I've done here, base coated so that it's all one flat colour underneath.
Oh.
Then I'll pick the colours out.
Thank you
and
so
much. It's going to be
much.
a nice green.
JL Railways, thank you so much. Very generously donated. £1.99 on Super Duper Chat. Says, can't wait to meet you all at Doncaster. Well, look out for us on the Saturday. We'll be at the TMC stand. We'll be live streaming, but the live stream goes out on TMC's YouTube channel.
Yes, we're doing it a bit different this time. It won't be on Jenny's channel. It'll be on TMC.
Look, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah. So we will promote that, and we will make sure that people know that it's over there. But that's going to be quite good fun, actually. So we're tucked into the little crevice behind Peachy, and
Peachy's crevice.
Peachy's crevice.
Oh no, Peachy's nook.
The peach nook.
Oh yeah.
Nice to know that the trunk service is continuing, says RG Models 86. Oh, I missed out. I'm going to go over to this this picture. The end of the teak coaches does look really good. Sorry, the monkey's been messing about on the screen, so I wanted to just show you the end of the teak coaches. These are. What have you done?
You'll find out in a minute.
You've what?
You'll find out in a minute.
No! Oh, for God's sake, monkey of madness! Somebody strike a light.
No, don't die.
Jen, how's Peachy doing with his layout? Have you heard? Says Anthony. Oh, very well, as far as I know. I had a quick chat with him yesterday.
And what was it? He said, "Oh yeah, who are you? How did you get this number?"
Peachy rang me, so we had a good chat actually. It's really nice, isn't it? I feel like a load-bearing boss, and it's like yes, I was just chatting with Howard from TMC today, and Peachy GU120 yesterday.
It wasn't me that brought wind; it was somebody else.
Yeah,
it wasn't me.
She's vegetarian, so we all know what that muck smells like on the way out. Yeah, James Pets. I know. Don't strike a light. Although actually, the human fart. It's mostly nitrogen, apparently.
Yep.
DJK666 says, Craig, have you been eating
Wasn't
beans?
me.
No, you've been eating cheese. But actually, I'm surprised. You've done very well.
I can't, because if
very...
I do let anything go in my state, it won't be...
He can't...
It would be very much a liquid.
Oh, we didn't... Oh.
And it will run.
Anyway, Mike Langford says, no shows at all here in Peru. Oh, hello in Peru. What's the...
Hello.
So what
how are you getting on with the weather over there? Is it as windy as it is here?
Well,
nowhere's as windy as it is here.
So,
especially in this loft.
So the whole world doesn't get windy when it gets windy here. No, I'm just curious, what time
There's
is it?
There's been storms everywhere, Jen.
Not everywhere.
Is LA still on fire? Is LA still on fire?
It says, only a handful of modelers countrywide. You guys are lucky, spoilt for choice.
I really hope not.
My bargains need to be 100% online, and then there's postage. What I will say, though, is because you're in Peru, if you're buying mail order from the UK, it means you can take off 20% VAT because you don't pay the VAT, which is a local tax, which if you live in the UK, you have to pay. But people who are outside of the UK don't have to pay. And the general rule of thumb is international postage probably costs about the same as what you save in the VAT. So actually, buying mail order from the UK online is quite favourable. Nick at Blexton High Level, thank you so much for your generosity. Very kindly donating $4.99 on Super Chat. Says, put this towards a decent fume extraction system then. Oh my, we've got one, but it's too cold. We turn it on and it sucks all the heat out.
You're saying our extraction system sucks?
Yeah, well, it used to be into Massey Ferguson, but now it just sucks air. But yeah, so if you're overseas, and I'm sure that TMC, the Model Centre, can confirm that the website will recognise your location, take the VAT off, and then your postage costs are usually around the ballpark of what you save in VAT. So it'd be worth you just having a look at UK online sites. Tim Maslin says, is it worth going to a show on Sunday rather than Saturday? The last NEC show is particularly busy. However, I'm worried I'll miss out on a bargain. Now, this is interesting, this. I've often said this many a time, that it isn't the case that all the bargains are hoovered up in the first hour on the first day. Because when you look at a lot of these stalls, they physically can't get everything out.
Not true.
So not everything is out on the stall, and they replenish it as the days go on. So there'll be new stuff going out all the time. And I've had some stone cold bargains off a multitude of different stalls at different shows.
Like in the last 10 minutes of a show.
Yeah. Can I just say, actually, at the Great Electric Train Show, not the one just gone, but the one before, I bought a Bachmann DCC Ready Patriot, mint and boxed. I think I only paid about £50 for it, and I bought that as people were starting to pack up on the final day. And that meant that bargain has sat there all weekend in plain sight of everybody, and I bought
all weekend, John. Sorry, Joe. All weekend, John James. Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But we're live streaming on Saturday, so that'll be the day to bring the coaches, mate. Saturday.
It would be, yes.
Yeah.
So Saturday, find us at the TMC, the Model Centre stand. The Model Centre TMC says, yes, 9 times out of 10 it does. If it doesn't, give them a ring and they'll investigate. Although ringing from Peru might be quite expensive. So
and negate the savings.
I think that emailing might be the thing to do.
The model, I saved 20% on the model, but the phone call cost me 30 quid.
Yeah, the phone call cost me more than the order. And Valley's 56XX says, I've had a few bargains that I fancied and they were there at the end of the show. And you'll find as well, actually, that places like TMC, the Model Centre, will have, subject to them still being in stock, the Hornby 9Fs. If they've got any left, then I'm sure that they'll take those to the show. And sometimes you find it's not a case that they've just got one of them. If they've got quite an offer on a particular thing, then they might actually have plenty of them. The 22-ton plate wagons, the Bachmann ones that TMC did is doing exclusively, a number of those are now in the sale, and I believe that those are likely to be taken to the show. They were going to have a lot of second-hand. They tried second-hand on their stand at the Warnerley show for the first time. Normally they don't take second-hand, but they took a lot, and it was like a feeding frenzy at the zoo. So there's going to be plenty to rummage through. The Model Centre TMC says customers can order for collection at the show if in doubt. So that is another option. Also, if you're ordering less than £150, but you know you're going to be at Doncaster, you might want to arrange to just pick it up there. But do remember to pick it up. I say this from experience, having been to a show, having organised to collect from TMC an order, and then I got home and I went, did we pick up that order? And I think I got an email from TMC going, we had this order for you.
You did that, and then we have to turn around after 40
I had to pay for postage, was how we did it in the end. Mark Rogerson says, hi Jenny, good evening. Wondering if you had any tips for window glazing, not so much the material, but how to do the frames. I can't use pre-printed glazing as my model has bespoke sized windows.
What are you glazing? Is it a locomotive, a coach, a house? What is it?
Can I just say, one of the things, you know that thin, clear A4 sheets of like the clear acetate?
Well, like a cake packaging.
Well, no, you can buy these sheets. I think they were used for things like overhead projectors and stuff. You can still buy it. It's fairly cheap. I'd say hobby shops like Hobbycraft might do it. But you can feed that through a laser printer. So you can print your windows onto the glazing using a laser printer.
Building. So yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? That really
so
would work.
if you can get your computer to print to a laser printer the right size onto an A4 sheet of acetate and basically set out all the windows, and remember you need a little bit extra obviously round each window so you can glue it in, and actually print all your windows to the clear acetate and then carefully cut them out. And because it's a laser printer, the toner is actually quite durable.
Another way I've done it before is with, again, a piece of acetate or a cake packaging, the clear cake packaging, get a sticky label, white sticky label, put it on, and then cut out the window, and then get a straight edge, and you can cut out the squares that cut like that, and then just peel.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And essentially you peel out where the window would be. It's not a actual physical frame, but from the 2-foot rule, it looks like glazing.
I've also...
sticky label method.
I tell you what I've done to some degree of success as well. Again, the clear glazing material, what you do is you draw onto it with something sharp, but which won't go all the way through. And you effectively scribe your window frames onto that clear acetate, and then you using some paint, you put a bit of paint on, rub it in with a piece of kitchen towel, and it'll gather
like
in
a tampo printing type
yeah
thing,
it will gather in the scratches, and then you wipe it off, and what you're left with is you wipe the paint off the glazing, but it sticks in the scratch, and that's your window frame. So there's a few different methods you can use. Glue and glaze from Deluxe Materials, says Maura Curran, allows you to create windows. Gauge Journey says, sorry, you're talking to somebody else.
Happens a lot like that.
Yeah, I do. Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, 23rd of March is Stafford Toy Fair. Ooh. Ham Shackleton says, that A4 acrylic sheet makes nice flappy valves for your toilet siphon.
Conversation in this chat. Terrible.
It's got plenty of use. Yeah. Mike Langford says 3 p.m. in Peru. You did ask. So 3 p.m. So are they in tomorrow or are they in yesterday? No, actually, I think they're in. So they're 3 p.m. today. So we're what time is it now? 8. So they're 5 hours behind us. And DJK666 says, certainly worth giving that sticker on acetate idea a go. Peachy TT120, his ears must have been burning.
Hey, you can't keep a good lad down, can
you? We were just talking about, we're in the Peachy crevice. Oh, hold on, who's I'm going to get a message, and it's probably a message to say, oh no, the house is on fire.
Apparently, Richard Bright says, I've got to show you this.
Oh, can I just, sorry, we have major news.
Oh.
We said at the start we had, I think it's 5 that were left. The Cupboard Monkey has just sent me a message. She's clearly checking online. The Green Monday Club badges are officially sold out. So Thank you, everybody who has supported the badges. We've sold out the blue ones. We've now sold out the green ones. And in case anybody who's just ordered is like, oh, but what if it gets damaged or lost in the post? Don't worry, we do hold back a few just in case of problems. We've learnt the hard way.
Oh, that's what's in that big chest of drawers.
No, we've got like there's probably like 10 or something like that we hold back. By the time we get to Doncaster, we should have a good idea. So there may be like 2 or 3 green ones available, strict first come first serve basis. But the new Crimson Lake Monday Club badges will be on sale from Doncaster show in person, and then they will go on general sale through the website on Monday afterwards.
Now, Mr. Richard Brighton says, I've got to show you this video for your live reaction. And I don't know what it's going to be.
This better not be pornographic.
It doesn't look pornographic, but it does look dirty. What's he doing?
Oh, what? No!
What?
No! Stop it! No! Don't make it full screen.
You made it bigger. You touched it and made it bigger.
Oh no! Bad Richard Bright, naughty Richard Bright.
All he did was this.
No, he knows my Achilles heel.
Not working, is it?
No, thank God it's not working. Right, I hate little bits of ripped paper. I really hate. No, stop it. You know, some people don't like nails going down a blackboard. Doesn't bother me. That does. Now, Richard Brighton, you naughty boy, I'm gonna find you. I have special skills. I will find you. And I will punish you, and it will not be in a pleasant way.
Oh, my ovaries.
So I don't know. I'll probably get a double-decker and fill it up with laxatives on the slide. There you go. Have your double-decker full of laxatives. Oh.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
John James C., the Guru of South, says, poke with the green... Let's have a look. Where can we...
Jen, I don't know whether you got the message.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Excellent.
Oh, no. We've had an issue.
That's what you get for poking things all the time. And your ends come off as well.
Yeah, there we go.
No, she's no longer being poked, she's being fisted. There we are. Blue fisted.
I'm afraid I only found at short notice the one with the finger removed. So Richard Brighton, you know where that finger was removed.
He's not getting fingered, he's getting fisted.
Please stop it. We have children watching.
We shouldn't. It's 8 o'clock at night on the school night. Go to bed.
Mike Langford says 3 p.m. today in Peru. 7 hours behind you guys. Oh, 7. No, but it's not 10 o'clock. No, if it's 3 p.m., then you are 5 hours behind us. Raymond Legs, you never want to Google any themed porn. Nick at Bletchley High Level says, used my Monday Club badge on the weekend, saved a nice bit, thanks to all. You're absolutely welcome, and of course, that's the other benefit of the Monday Club badges, that they get you in-person savings. Don't forget to wear yours to any show, and we've got a list of the participating retailers.
Most of them. I have to update the list.
The list needs updating.
There is that Heritage Railway that's not on there
Colne
yet.
Valley Railway.
Yes.
Spongate Junction says, talking of the Monday Club badges, when I got home from Getz, I had a look on my bag strip and the Monday Club badge was missing from my strap. I will be going to the London Festival of Rowan Valley. Spongate Junction, out of curiosity, is this a green one?
He's talking about Getz, not the last event we were at.
Oh, right, because we did find on the floor one at Warnerley. But no, Getz. We didn't have any turned in at Getz.
I didn't notice any at Getz.
Unfortunately, we didn't find any at Getz.
I've slept since then, so I'm no use to anyone.
It's something doing that.
I heard a squeaker.
You know when you can hear the sound of model railway stuff being naughty?
I can hear the squeaker.
I'm going to crash. They're not lucky. I'm going to crash and cause a huge nuisance. J. Paul Anderson, absolutely. Everybody remember to like... Nick Bletchley High Level says, welcome to the Order of the Blue Fist.
Oh!
Yes.
What? Matron.
Valley's 56XX says, there's a joke about Smurfs in there somewhere.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Papa Smurf.
Right, but Hereford Model Centre we've talked about, but also don't neglect other local model shops. Now, Andy's probably been shouting at the screen, what about Sawyer Models? We've got loads of bargains. It's got the rummage boxes as well.
Not just that, he's also sent a message saying that he has a trunk service too.
Sawyer Models also employs a trunk service, so they are out there. Do check out. And of course, Sawyer Models, if you see them at the... he did say where he's going, not Pontefract. I thought he's done Pontefract.
He's done Ponty, yes.
So what's the next one? What's that? Come on, give me a Google.
I always forget the name of it.
Oh, I know what that is.
I always forget the name of it. I mean, it is on here somewhere.
What's the show this weekend you're going to? He did say Square Tank Wagon. Thank you, Ham Shackleton. Don't forget to pick up your Monday Club wagon. O Gauge and 00 are available. Richard Brighton, it doesn't have that extra S.
He knows that. He's being facetious.
Yes, he is. Richard Brighton, you're a naughty boy. And you're going to get spanked, and it's not going to be the kind of spanking you like.
Stop threatening people with a good time.
It's like Zoe says, though, with Sawyer Models, they do have a trunk service, and they do actually post out as well. I think their post is maybe 75 quid. So.
It's the Alton Febex near Basingstoke. Yeah,
that's the one. Basingstoke.
Dave Scott Rose says the Kendall show is also this weekend. Raymond Legg says, I tried to start a trunk service, however, nobody bothered to return the trunks.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, my word. What are you like? Andy Fry's Junction says, I am here just doing my Hornby 2025 order. Well, make sure
Are you ordering some Hornbys?
And make sure you order a few of those Great Eastern Railway J15s, because apparently they are selling really well.
Apparently the Volvos in the Scale Extra announcement were very, very popular as well.
What, the 850s?
The police ones.
Tom Walkinshaw Racing and the Rosomobiles as well.
The Rosomobiles.
Yeah.
Richard Brighton says Craig would offer a trunk service, but he prefers budgie smuggler.
Right, anyway, so we're about to start showing some of the videos. We've got a bit of a backlog.
So this is going to the dogs, and he's sent a message. If you could read it.
Okay. Hi, Zoe. Happy New Year. This just shows how far behind we actually are.
It was sent on the 13th.
Oh, okay.
2023.
Attached is a short video showing my recent trip to the Brighton Toy Museum. We've been there. Haven't we? Well, at least I've been there. I don't know whether you have.
I've not.
Yeah,
I was in hospital when you were at Brighton.
If you were ever that way, I would recommend a visit. Yes, I've been there. I've visited it. I know exactly where it is. I've not visited it since, what was it, 2006, 2007?
It would have been 2007. No, 2006, yeah.
2006. So 18 years ago was when we last went there. So Brighton Toy Museum. This is Going to the Dogs.
Oh, little teddy bear.
Yay! Yes.
Yeah, last time you went to this,
I
I was
thought-
in hospital recovering from a certain very invasive operation.
A very invasive procedure in a hospital that, in fairness, had a wine list. Which,
Ooh.
yes.
For a second there, I thought I said
Oh,
Toy.
look at all these.
Oh,
Oh,
little
wow!
Bassett Loke stuff.
Back before Bassett Loke kind of became hijacked by steampunk.
For
Oh,
10
I love
minutes.
that! Look at that London and South Western Railway tank loco.
Some
Beautiful
very nice
colour.
stuff in here.
That is nice. So, I mean, these would have been really expensive toys at the time.
Yes.
You know, some of the big tender locos
That
were,
building is amazing.
and a lot of
Absolutely.
these all made out of tin plate. They really loved tin plate because it was easy to print, easy to fold up into more complex shapes, and very durable.
Yeah.
But of course, this is before plastic technology. Oh, that is nice. I can
The
remember
photography you've done here is amazing as well. Going to the
yeah, because they're all in glass cabinets as well, which can make photography a little bit
Yes.
difficult. So these look to be a Hornby O gauge. Yeah.
Clockwork Train.
Is that the sequel to A Clockwork Orange?
So that's a county class, I think. The three
Oh.
rail. There we are. The Duchess of Athol set. Really, really nice. Then, of course, the Triang Blue Pullman. And that's the Hornby 00 Pullman set. That would be, I think the locomotive at the top you couldn't quite see would be Barnstable,
Ooh.
West Country class.
With
London
remote
Under-
control as well.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice. What's that yellow?
Is that
American
Lionel?
thing?
They
Whatever.
look,
is
they look
amazing.
American. That looks
Very
like Chad
eye-catching.
Valley.
Chad.
I'm serious. Chad Valley Toys were big players up until including the 70s.
Oh, look, a rocket.
Yeah,
Is that
right.
Yeah.
all gauge?
No, it's Gauge 1, and it's actually live steam, and it was made by
Wow.
Hornby.
Is that a
My
leader?
goodness.
That's a
Is
leader!
that a leader?
Oh my word. There are some working models as well. Oh, it's one of them
I
funicular
love
things.
those.
Oh,
Funicular.
that is actually very impressive.
These are amazing.
Kind of done on the principle of some of the inclines in the slate quarries. Exactly the same principle. Tin plate models. Oh, that is nice. Look at that A4. The silver one looks
Yeah.
especially nice. So,
This is amazing. Oh, it's only 5 minutes long as well. We can a bit more of a look.
Colin Clegg
Wow,
says,
look at the
Jenny, there's
size
a
of
big
those."
shoe, a big shoe on this weekend. I think it means to get a big show.
What's actually amazed me there is that was 00 that was running, and it looked like N-gauge. That's how big that layout was. Oh my goodness!
Oh, that looks like it's either 5-inch gauge or 7 1/4 inch gauge.
It's huge.
Yeah, that is very impressive. I'm gonna say that is 5-inch gauge.
I'm going to say that is big.
Yeah, well, it would be. So this would be a live steam one.
Wow.
And James Petts
Built
says,
12.
I have fond
Sorry,
memories.
let me go back a second.
Fond memories of one at Bournemouth in the 1980s. And there used to be one in York, I believe, as well. Vaguely remember.
12th
DJ
scale,
K666.
1
I
inch
used
to
to
the
drive
foot.
buses past that hospital.
That's 12th scale, 1 inch to the foot.
Bloody Laura.
Yeah.
Ah.
On 5-inch gauge track. There you
Oliver
go.
Cromwell.
Oh, didn't I say 5-inch gauge? Didn't I say? I love
Huge, though.
Meccano. The creative things you can make from Meccano.
I want to have an experience with 5-inch gauge this year. I want to play with it.
So does
Okay.
Jen.
Yeah, so
She
do
wants
I.
to take a
I
big
know,
choo-choo
she's
out.
got them downstairs. And every time I see them, I'm like,
Trams!
there you go, look, Nestle's
Oh, I'm
milk.
happy now. That was a
Yeah.
cool tram.
Motorcycle!
Oh,
I'm not sure what that is. It's like an old Harley.
Vincent.
Possibly an Indian.
Yeah, that's some kind of biplane. Oh,
Oh, that is
Corgi.
nice.
Oh, when they
Then you
had
have the Batman one, because the Batman one's cool.
Horses!
cowboy. From Timpo. I remember them when I was a kid. They had the school I
Jenny
went
going
to.
hypersonic.
Yeah, the school I went to had a big box of those. You could play with.
Judy, I remember Punch and Judy
Kick the
shows.
baby. Yeah. That's
Aw.
the way to do it.
These are. We need to go.
Wow, they're very impressive dolls.
Yeah. I wonder if any of them are tin plate.
Puppets.
Oh, Pelham Puppets! Quick! My dad had a Pelham Puppet skeleton. I've still got it at home.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's got a Pelham Puppet skeleton, and the box smells of ancient.
I bet it does.
It's in a box, and it's still there in one piece, but all the wires are tangled, and I daren't try to untangle it for fear of breaking it. But it is all there. He's got a Pelham Puppet skeleton.
Oh, wow. Well, look, thank you so much
that was
for
amazing.
sharing
Thank
that
you.
with us. And that you rolled over my toe. Oh, Craig.
What? Those some of you can't see this, but
I don't know
the
why.
advert is in Japanese with
Well,
English subtitles.
Get that off the screen.
Yes.
It's one of those weird animated.
Nani.
Every time she jumps, you can see her underwear. It's,
Jiggle fizz.
that was that. Yes, like I said, it was all very Japanese.
I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional, but I'm sure that doesn't make it hurt.
I
your
think
legs.
Billy's replacement speakers.
That was an amazing video. Thank you so much for sending
Richard
that.
Brighton
Game
says
Dogs.
my ears hurt. Well, more than that, it's going to hurt when I catch up with you. How dare you share ripping paper things? I can't remember what it was that really annoyed Richard Brighton, but I'm sure I'll find something.
People not finishing there.
Something like.
Possibly, maybe.
So next up, we have a video from Richard Swiderski, which appears to be a very, very realistic-looking train.
Will you stop? The joke was mildly amusing the first time and the first
Thank you
time.
for
Is
admitting-
your
admitting-
foot okay?
No, it's
I'm really
not.
sorry. I feel so bad.
Oh, it just right on the nail as well. Oh,
Could have been worse.
right. Hit play.
Go for it. We'll be recalling Billy's replacement lawyers.
Oh, Billy's replacement speakers. Which, but yeah, don't forget to pick up your Monday Club wagon. I know a lot
That
of you
water
guys
effect is
haven't.
amazing.
It's icy. Incidentally, the Cupboard Monkey is supposed to be putting out a video specifically on the Monday Club wagons. I have filmed it. So there will be a video coming later this
Can
week.
I just
They're
point
giving you
out-
the full lowdown on the Monday Club
Can I
wagon.
just point out, Jen, that I have had one day off since Christmas because the amount of stuff that we're doing right now, not only in terms of the amount of reviews, but the size of them and the complexity of them.
They
it's
have been, actually.
very, very hard to keep up the schedule.
Oh, I know they're complex because I've had to film them. But there we are. I do love this location because you get the power shots because you're sort of down.
Power shot.
It's an interesting
look.
signal box as well.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Weep,
Beep, beep.
So what is this? So we've got a that looks like a Patriot.
It's got a Monday
Rebuilt
Club
Patriot.
logo on the
Definitely a
front.
steam engine. I've deduced that much.
You think?
Definitely
Are you
a
Live
sure?
steam is
It's
getting so
on
amazingly
steam
detailed.
from-
Look at that.
I must admit, the place where my dad and I used to take his road locomotives to get the boiler test, there was a guy who used to take a steam car. And he said the number of people who were like, flash, 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 and like, what do you want? Like, your head gasket's gone. So, what do you mean my head gasket's gone? Oh, look at all the steam behind you. Your head gasket's obviously blown. It's like a steam-powered car.
What?
Yeah. The answer is what? It's a steam power. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like, you stopped me to basically talk crap at me.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for wasting my time.
Jen,
A rebuilt Royal Scot, right, with you. Rebuilt Royal Scot.
I do have one thing to ask, Jen.
Do you? If it's where babies
No.
come from, we've already
After
discussed
Craig was
this.
saying he wants to play around with the 5-inch gauge, and so do you,
Uh-huh.
do we still have a 5-inch gauge track somewhere near here that we can go and use?
Well, it's not so much a case of go and use. There are clubs. There's one at Hay Hall. There's one at Mossbank Park. And doubtless there'll be others. They are out there.
Why don't we get involved?
Well, time, I guess. But
Yeah,
actually,
there is
going
that.
down to one of the running days at Mossbank Park might be quite good. Because, we could do a video. I think
Yeah.
You might find it interesting.
Well, I am now free on Sundays.
yeah. Oh yes, you are.
Why
Yeah.
have you
From
have
when?
you done
What-
something?
What,
Not
immediately
yet,
or
well,
in a
not yet, I
few
haven't,
weeks?
but I'm doing something in a few weeks.
My goodness.
Right. So what days does that mean you'll be working?
It would
So
change.
are you working Saturdays?
Some Saturdays, not all Saturdays.
Oh, interesting. But does that mean you're always going to be free for Monday Club? Should I need to
Cajole.
bring you in?
Usually, yes, but I will be working Tuesday, so I'd need to go.
You'd need to go straight away, unless Richard Brighton gave you time off to
Promote some stuffs.
But you've gone and
Oh,
broken.
for goodness sake.
Oh, you've gone and done
What is going on here?
Right.
You've gone and broken it.
You've
This.
dropped.
Yeah. I thought this was a link to a YouTube, and it's not.
All right.
Okay, guys,
Don't
I
blame me.
don't like to come across as naggy, but we can't have people send me links that actually are attached to the emails. For a start, it fills up my emails.
Also, does it play the sound?
It did,
Richie
yes.
said that he wants you to check your thing. He sent some stills for you or something.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Where?
I don't know.
Um,
to you, I would have.
Yeah, my phone isn't in here, and we can't get Facebook or anything, so I don't know how I'm supposed to get it. Stuff needs to come via links. It really does.
Oh, wait, can you put it? I sent some work in progress stills. Unless they come through by email, we can't really do anything.
The biggest issue is I could do all of this if we had time, but we don't because we're live, and it causes issues. So we got a message here from Namer Gamer YT saying, "Forgot to show off the bargains I got before Christmas, $9.99 each."
Oh, what? No, so, not the 08. Surely not the 08.
Press the button.
Chris says email.
Email. I'll check. Well, if it's email, yeah, sure, I can do it.
Hold on, right. Whoa.
$9.99 each.
They're Pullmans with light ups. So how much of that was $9.99? These are light up Pullmans.
Amazing.
Like for a tenner each, you can't be robbed for that.
That's amazing.
Well, what about the Gronk? I mean, the Gronk could be amazing for a ten, but no.
I'm going to assume it's the Pullmans, and perhaps he's added the lights, but you never know.
No, I
Is-
think they're the Hornby light up Pullmans.
Wow.
So, $9.99.
Incredible.
Can
Well
I just
done.
say, was it $9.99 each?
Amazing.
That
Well
is
done.
sorry. That is a stone cold bargain.
Absolutely.
Absolute
I think he's
stone
won the
cold-
bargains there.
Because the Hornby light up Pullmans are incredible value.
Yes, they are. Right. Next up, we have a message from Peter Jackson. Hello, Jenny, Zoe, and the Toasted Twins. We have another video for your delectation and consideration.
Ooh.
It shows an unusual battery electric loco has recently changed home from Mozzie to the East Lancs Railway. This video shows its first use at an event for a very long time. So let's have a look
I
at
know
this.
which one this is as well.
Do you?
It's of local
Oh,
interest.
Simon Pitcher, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Simon Pitcher, for your amazing generosity, donating $9.99 on the super chat. Is this for the Cali Fund,
I almost snapped your.
or is it?
thing then.
Did you? Well,
I keep elbowing your.
you keep your big floppy
Mind
elbow.
your feet, because
No,
I'm
yeah.
rolling again.
You're a liability. This, yeah, you're
On the roll again.
Press the button, Beb.
rolling.
Press the button, Beb.
So this is the this actually used to work at Back of the Bank Power Station, hence Central Electricity Generating Board. So Back of the Bank, yeah, Bolton Power Station.
Wow.
That was where Warburton's and the post depot now is.
Huh.
That was
Oh, it's
actually what was
so
there.
such a tiny little cute thing.
Can I just
want
say,
one.
1972. So
Jen,
that
I want one.
I know
Go
you
and get
do.
one.
So
Go
1972
I want one.
would. Will you shut up? 1970.
Zoe wants one.
I'll give her one in a moment.
Oh!
Whoa, matron.
But no, 1972. So that actually suggests that that's when the branch line. You know where there's like. It's quite an unusual junction. There is a junction.
Wow.
Is it a new junction?
No, it's a junction on a viaduct. So the viaduct itself splits. And there used to be a railway line that went off the Bolton to Clitheroe and ultimately to the Bolton to Blackburn railway line.
Right now.
That
And
is so
1972 tallies with, so the last customer on that line must have been the power station where that worked. And when that shut, the line shut.
So that would have just been a shunter then, wouldn't it? Surely, just
Yeah, it's like
pulling coal wagons
It's
about.
so small
Yeah,
that if you said that people had to stick their feet out the bottom and run along, I would believe you.
That gronk is like is it just old or is it like a dark blue? That's interesting.
no, that's black. That's a black gronk.
Oh, is it? Okay, it looks
So
like
that's the livery that the first of
That
the
is so
gronks
nice.
were delivered in. Thank you for sharing
Thank you so
that,
much,
yeah.
Peter. That
So
was brilliant.
really, really pleased to see that. No, I know a little bit of the history. Malco Blue says, "Holy smoke! I clean forgot it was Monday. Now we'll have to go back in time."
A
Gandalf.
Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath said it used to have a pantograph on the roof. That makes more sense. I think they actually would have had like a. Would it have been a trolley pole? Because they didn't move very fast. So, and because they worked at the power station, and most towns actually used to have their own power station. It's not like it is now where you have big power stations and not as many of them. There used to be little power stations dotted around everywhere. So Kearsley was another one, which was running through until the early 80s. But Bolton Back of the Bank power station closed in 1972. And all over Manchester, there was a lot of these little power stations. And a lot of them would have little shunters like that. And it was cheap and easy to have a little, tiny little four-wheel electric locomotive because you were generating electricity.
So Chris has sent in some photos. He says, canal pool and lock work on progress whilst watching the Monday Club. I read that as carpool, but it's not. So Jen, would you mind...
Hit
Ooh.
the lever.
He's done
Hit the
amazing
lever.
work with this.
Can I just say, that is really nice. It looks like real water.
It
So,
really
the
does.
gate.
The shine around there is really making it feel like real water.
so if they, does he, so has he cast it with resin or
I'd
something?
assume so.
I like the lock gates. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the, let's go through, oh, there we are. So we get a look at the back of the lock gates.
This is so well
Those
done.
lock gates are really nice. I'm guessing he scratch built them out of balsa or
I
something
do
like
like
that.
them.
Mm.
Very nice.
But can we scroll down a little bit? I don't know whether we can see the, yeah. So there's the edge, and he's got what looks to be a piece of perspex which is holding the resin in.
Mm.
Bottom left. Can we get any further? There we are. Yeah. So there we are. He's got a piece of resin across. I don't know how deep the resin is casted. It might not be all that deep. You can get some great effects with even just varnish over a painted base. But that looks lovely. I love the stonework in the side of the locks.
Yeah, down there is all the bits that are just individually picked out. It looks amazing.
And the inset ladders too.
Yes.
Really nice detail. And not so much with original locks, but certainly these days they tend to any locks that don't have those, they retrofit them. So if you accidentally fall overboard, you've got a means of getting out of the lock.
This is very, very nice.
But that water has come out amazing.
It really
One of the
has.
things when you cast water, if you can cover that over with something like plastic sheeting whilst it sets, believe me, if there's any dust in the air, it's like it falls in love with stuff like that and sticks to it.
Oh,
Oh, I like the coal drops, like we saw at the
for the TMC YouTube challenge.
yes, that is a nice
Keith
feature.
the Worth,
Yes,
not
it
Keith,
is.
Yeah,
North
I
Yorkshire
nearly
Moors.
said that as well.
North Yorkshire Moors.
North
yeah.
Yorkshire Moors.
Very nice.
That canal basin is superb.
Yes.
Absolutely superb.
And you can also see why the canals are so dangerous around Manchester.
Yeah,
Because there are certain parts where that drop isn't there.
Richard
It's
Gruter
quite,
suggests
close
needs,
to the-
needs a
to the
shopping
surface.
trolley or two.
And when it's dark, it looks like a road.
Oh.
Yes. We used to have the legend of the pusher.
Oh.
The guy that would walk around and push gays into the river, into the canal. And it turned out there wasn't a pusher.
it just looked like solid ground at night.
Yeah, so people would literally just step
Walk
out
into it.
Yeah.
Walk into the thing.
I mean, the thing is, though, I'll just say, if you ever fall in a canal, don't get scared because you're usually taller than the depth of the water. So if you stand up straight, you stood on the bottom. You're not going to drown if you do that. I think people tend to panic, and that's when you drown because you
That's
almost
the
like
point,
you curl up in a ball, and that's when you get into difficulty. But
Yep.
always remember with a canal, I mean, I'm not saying you should fall into it.
Yeah,
but
try not to.
if you find yourself falling into a canal, just stand up because unless you're in like a deep
On your
lock,
feet.
unless you're in a deep lock, in which case there should be ladders at the side. Grab onto
Yep.
a ladder and climb your way out. They're not that deep.
It's such a versatile stream, this, isn't it?
Yes.
We've got locomotives, we've got canal safety. It's fantastic. We've got
Yeah.
a lot.
We had farting earlier on for the quick cheap jokes.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much for sending that
really
in, Chris.
well done. Yeah, Flying with Chairman 1, absolutely really well done.
I do like a nice deep canal.
Yeah, it's the mud at the bottom that makes the canals dangerous. Absolutely.
I can imagine. Yeah.
You might not come out with your shoes on.
Yeah, let's just say kiss goodbye to your trainers. But I mean, the thing though, can I just say the mud at the bottom isn't likely to be like super soft. Yeah, it'll be sticky, but it's not like quicksand or anything. You're not going to just
Swiderski says he reckons it's 4 foot of mud.
Ooh.
4 foot of mud.
Apparently.
Because we're not allowed
No.
to dredge anymore.
No. In a canal is then because when they drain canals for maintenance, guys go in waders and like pull all the shopping trolleys out, and they don't sink in, and that's even without the water giving you a degree of buoyancy.
So we've got here a message from James Pets, which we approve of. It says,
Absolutely.
please see on Flickr a short video that can be played on Monday Club. It features a DCC controlled Pressy Models uncoupler fitted to a Hatton's P-Class locomotive. My double O gauge southern layout currently under construction.
Ah, yes. I helped him with this.
I
in
thought James Pets was an N gauge
No, he
model.
does a double O as well. I helped him with this in
He's
the
gone into
the group.
Into
in
high
the,
power.
in the,
Oh, wow.
the Monday Club page. He was having trouble with the uncoupling mechanism.
These P class, I love these P classes. I've got 2 of them. I must run them more. In
That's
fact, I'm
good
gonna
writing.
whilst this is playing, I'm gonna get my 2 P classes down.
Oh my goodness. Tim Joyner, thank you so much.
Oh my word! Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Tim Joyner. Very generously donated £10 on the super chat. Says does watching from a cruise ship in St Lucia, Trump Peru. 4 hours behind the UK. Am I late?
A
Technically,
Monday
yes.
clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Thank you so much, and I'm very jealous because I
How's this
love going by
uncoupler
ship.
work?
I'm glad to see you got it working, James. Essentially, it's you know what a KD coupling is.
Yeah.
So it's like the gearbox version of the KD coupling, but it's got a very tiny motor on it,
Oh.
and it
Oh
works
yeah, I
on a
just
command.
saw it.
And essentially, when James posted about this on the Monday Club page, it wasn't pulling it, and essentially there wasn't.
Oh, I saw that, and he
it
said he was
wasn't
having
tight enough,
problems.
so I suggested either shortening the little bit of string so the knuckle
Right.
opened up fully, and I'm glad to see he's got it working.
Excellent.
There it is.
That is. Can I
It
just say
pops.
some of those?
Oh, that's nice.
Is that a DCC command, James? That
Thank you
operates
so
that?
much
How does it work?
for sending that.
I guess because I didn't see him touch it or anything.
No, it must be a DCC command or something.
I think it is. He had his
I
hand on
would
something
suggest
behind.
that it'll be one of the auxiliary functions,
That was
and it's not
very
so much a
cool.
motor as I thought it'd be like an electric.
No, it's like it goes. It's like a little.
so like a little servo.
Yes, it is a DCC.
DCC,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
with the Zemo decoder, says James Pett.
Interesting.
That is very cool.
might have
Thank
to
you.
I
do
like that. I mean, so it's one of the things that's like the real difficulty with British model trains is uncoupling and
Yeah.
coupling. And actually, there you go.
How difficult was it to install, James, on the P class?
It's a teeny rotary motor. I mean, like, because I just say, I mean,
It's not a big loco, is it, to
yeah,
begin with?
there's a P class in my hand, so you can
So
see
that
how
must have-
small it actually is.
That must be quite a job fitting it.
Hmm. So I've never really gone and prodded around in here, but I can't imagine there's a huge amount of space.
Rotary motor, no solenoid, no servo. The motor stalls, which is why we need an inline resistor. Ah.
Right.
fairly difficult to install. Yeah,
To
no,
stop the motor from burning out.
no surprises there.
You were going to say the other one, weren't you?
I was, but I decided not to.
Well, I've got my 2P classes out. I think I need to get them running at some point. I haven't used them in ages. So the 754 in grey. This is actually from the very first batch that Hatton's did. And this is the first one to sell out because I did a review on it. And it was back in the days when I was selling out models just from a review. I'm sticking to that story because it makes me feel good.
James Petcher said, I only put it on the front as it would have been harder on the back.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can imagine.
Story of my life.
Not a huge amount of space there. But Knockers Lane has a good point. Automatic DCC controlled couplings. Charlie Chadwick has a video on how to fit.
Yeah,
I
So
still
there you
haven't
are.
figured it out with these.
well, a lot of
these-
can I just say some of the US models come with it as standard, and it just shows that you get a lot with some of the American stuff. The
Yeah, but you
Broadway
have to pay for
Limited
it. It's a lot more
Alcos that I've
expensive.
got they've got remote operated DCC couplings. I think the
I mean, in
F7.
theory, you could mount that motor anywhere, couldn't you? Because as long as that string's within reason, you could.
I suppose would it be string or would it be like a
Well, it's like a
metal
little,
rod?
looks like a little bit of string, and basically what happens is the motor would spring back once it's finished, so that's what closes
Right,
the
right.
coupler. So
Right.
I would imagine you could mount that motor in reason.
Raymond Legg says Marklin is the pioneer of the DCC coupler. And thank you so much, Richard Knowles. Very
thank
kindly
you.
donated £5 on the super chat. Thank you so much. Says, on tonight's initial topic, with a few exceptions here and there, it's likely I'm looking at pre-owned items in the future. I think as well a lot
There's
of
nothing wrong with pre-owned. This is what I always say to people.
let
nothing
somebody
wrong with
else pay
pre-owned.
the depreciation.
Yeah.
Second hand, I think, is where increasingly going forward,
Yeah.
there's going to be a really good market. And so, some of the things we tried to highlight is that you can get some incredible pre-owned bargains. It's why I always bring up the N-Class, a 260 Mogul with a tender. It's a good model from Bachmann. The most
One
recent
of your
one,
trains has stopped apparently. The one pulling the tanks.
pulling the tanks.
Oh, good grief! Yes.
Where is it?
It's quite warm, Jenny.
Was its wheels spinning or was it stalled?
Spinning, it was spinning.
Thanks for pointing that out.
There we are. I'll stop that for now.
Thank you, Tim, for pointing that out.
It's probably a little bit of oil on the track, but
Thanks for coming along, John JMC. Take
absolutely,
care.
John
Have a
James,
great
our
night.
guru of sound, always great.
So next up we have a message from Sarah Davies who says, "Hi Jenny, Zoe, and the Toaster crew. By the time you get to showing this, they might have fixed the doors on the tube trains. I doubt it though. Details of a problematic journey I had on the tube on 6th of January. Okay,
Ooh.
let's see how this goes. Where's
TARDIS by the signal box, says
Press
Warbler
and see buttons,
Productions.
these
Yes.
PACs.
Okay, hit the lever.
Kick the buttock.
Yeah. So,
Underground doors.
Vanley's 56XX says, I've only ever bought half a dozen new locos and they have 140 locos. So, yeah, I mean, I have to say
See you, John.
that traveling secondhand, buying secondhand, I've bought loads secondhand and you can get some really good deals. I've stopped it.
It's stopped,
that one
okay.
is stopped. The N-Class is why I always go on about it. You can get them in liveries from Southeastern and Chatham Railway Grey right through to BR Lake Crest. A lot of places misidentify them as split chassis models and they're not. So you can pick them up for like £40-50 mint in box. They're really good. Easy, super easy DCC fit. But also things like a Class 08. I mean, paid... What did I pay? 60 for this. It's currently going through DCC fitting.
You paid 40 quid for the other one.
I paid 40 for the. You'll see going around a Freightliner green and yellow one. Now I don't normally do Freightliner, but £40 couldn't be robbed, and it was a really simple fix and DCC fit. The model was missing its cab handrails, and they're ridiculously easy to make yourself out of brass wire that you can get from model shops really quite readily. And actually on the earlier Bachmann 08s, the handrails were really horrible, easy to break plastic. So it's actually a really good thing to replace them with brass wire anyway. And I know that people are balking a bit at the price of what the new Bachmann one's going to be, but the older Bachmann 08
thank you.
still holds its own. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Eventually got through with the all the doors. My goodness.
Valleys 56XX says, I built an N-gauge tube station with working trains when I was in art college. Wish I still had it.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Good night to you, Caroline Rogers. It's been great having you company. Don't forget, everybody, hit that like button and do consider sharing the stream to social media. Let people know about the Monday Club.
Okay, we've got an interesting one coming up here.
Oh,
this one's from Peter Jackson as well.
Bolton Stadium.
This was at Bolton Stadium.
There was the Toy Fair.
Yeah, the one that we missed because we were so busy working on stuff. Press the button, please. And here we go. Let's see if we see anyone that we recognise.
Yes, these are the scenery.
These are the droids we're looking for, yes.
Yes.
How come those droids have different visors to the other ones?
Oh, they're the ones from...
they're the speeder bike riders.
Yeah, they're the ones from the Forest Moon of Endor.
They're up shocked.
Oh.
Robot droid thing. The orange one, R1D4, whatever his name is. The one that isn't R2D2.
Yeah, I know. Do you think there's somebody in it, or is it just remote control?
I think that's remote control.
Well, when we went to the Comic-Con at Durham, there was one of King Con. There's one of those, and then I realised that there was a guy tucked behind a pillar with a remote control keeping out the way, and he was the guy controlling it.
Wow. Whoever did that outfit of Bo-Katan has got it spot on.
So perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
The droid was
Return
an RC.
of the Jedi, yes.
No, it was an R2.
I'm sure it was an R2.
Return of the Mac.
Random question asks Nick Garolimo. How do you manage dust on the model railway? Occasionally,
you've got a big fine brush, haven't you?
Yeah, I use it's quite a soft bristle brush. So rolling stock, particularly, I use this just to give them a good brush, get it off. But in terms of everything else, you kind of turn a blind eye.
I just tried to ignore it. I was going to say just pretend it isn't there, or pretend it's
things
just
like roofs, and in fact, now you've said that,
things like that are fine.
Yeah,
but,
look, I can see. Look at that. I can change the colour of the top of my
but
brick.
things like tarmac and grass, you can't really see it anyway. So it's,
building roofs tend to end up looking a bit furry, so they're worth giving a going over. Track and ballast. Now I use the attachment on the Hoover that you'd normally use for doing the stairs. It's the little tiny one with the bristles, and I hoover all the track bed, and you wouldn't believe how much dust actually comes off all that. And it gets rid of any of the detritus that you get when you clean the track with a track rubber. You're always going to get little bits come off.
You do, indeed.
So I suck all that off with a Hoover.
So we've got another a message now. This is from JL Railways, who says, this is a video for Monday Club of BR Standard 7 Britannia heading toward Bristol.
Yeah. So McCarville Studios says thumbs up, guys. Absolutely.
Thumbs
Don't
up
forget
where?
to smash,
Hey.
smash that thumbs up button. And
the camera.
Chahalis, there we are. Hit the lower.
Kick the button.
Chahalis at Valley Rail Production says, no shame in buying pre-owned models. Completely agree with you. Over half of my entire HO collection I bought second-hand and has served me well, always on a tight budget. Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
to agree, because I think I've only bought one locomotive full price.
A lot of
some
mine.
wagons and stuff full price, but now you usually go second hand for locomotives and stuff. And there's all kinds out there, guys.
Yeah. I've bought a lot second hand. In fact, I would say most of my collection is bought second hand.
They look N-gauge.
And there's some great deals to be had out there. But don't overlook new old stock. This is where we always come back to Hereford Model Centre. And actually, some of the things they've got, they're actually brand new. They're not second hand, but they're at the sort of prices that are keener than what you'd pay second hand now, because they've had them in stock so long. Then you can also there's a lot of fire sales on. I get told off for calling them fire sales. That suggests that it's like we've got to get rid of this because we've had some great big disaster, and it's not the case. But they do have a lot of end of line stuff. So TMC, the Model Centre, we mentioned a few of those. The 9F
Thank you for sending that
50% off. They've got the 2MT from Hornby. I think that's at about 50% off. They've got better than 50% off on the Class 422. So sometimes there are options for buying brand new, but at discounted prices.
I think what a big part of it is a lot of the attitude seems to have shifted these days to a bit more of, if it isn't new, it's not worth anything. And
they really shouldn't.
And people don't want to go for the older models because they think there's something wrong with them. But there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever.
I wouldn't say that's always the case. I mean, I think there's an element that, if you go back to the days of Lima with pancake motors and stuff, people do turn their noses up at those. But it's interesting
but
that the
so
Hornby
old now.
But it's interesting that the Hornby Railroad Plus models, a lot of those are based around what used to be Lima tooling.
Yeah,
and they do scrub up well.
Well, it's funny because there's now actually another subgenre of model railways, and it's retro model railways, where all the stock is purposefully old stuff, like Triang or Double O, or again, it's all old Lima stock or old early Hornby stuff on purpose.
Yeah,
and
it's like a quality to them.
Yeah, it's a bit like our Warhammer. The Warhammer thing, they have 90s Warhammer themes now. And it's the same thing with the rail. This is the
people
90s.
can break out their old models.
Not just breaking out the old models, but new models in old paint schemes. This type of stuff you don't see anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
but do they ever have things like where you can go and Warhammer like it's 1994 and actually play with the old rules?
Yeah,
and stuff?
They have an entire rule set that is old Warhammer. It's called Warhammer: The Old World, and it's the original rank and flank old elves and dwarfs and all sorts.
Right.
But there's similar sort of thing coming with model railways, and I've seen this a few times at exhibitions now. People using old Triumph, old Double O, old Lima stuff, and they've weathered them. They've added a bit of detail to them, and to be honest with you, again, when you're looking at them from 2 foot away, it's.
I think as well, there's some people who it's almost like reliving that sort of childhood from the golden era. And it's not about weathering or adapting. It's about having a model railway that's like something straight off the pages of the Meccano magazine.
This is what I had in 1997. Here it is again.
Yeah.
But the other thing I want to point out is, back in the day, a lot of second-hand stuff might be the older stuff that wasn't quite as good as what was coming modern now. But just think, 20-year-old stuff is the 2000s now.
Yeah. Trevor's TT Train says, how long do you think it'll be before we see a strong second-hand market in TT? And I think, depending on where you go, you probably find some shops are already getting items in on trade.
Yeah.
So they're probably already there. They've not had as long to kind of saturate into the market as with Double O. But I think you'll find that items are starting to appear. They are there.
I'm going to say it's 2 to 3 years before you could probably expect to see some second-hand stuff.
Well, because funnily enough, I was looking at, it might even have been on TMC, the Model Centre, and they had second-hand items, and I was looking at them thinking they've not been out long. They were like a couple of months previously. They'd been like the new release item. You think, why would somebody buy these and then trade them straight in? And that must also happen with stuff like TT120.
It will do, yeah.
Where people, for whatever reason.
See, Andy Fryer at Sawyer Models has said they've already had some TT pre-owned stuff collection packs of the shop as well.
Goodness.
So it's already starting to happen.
Yeah. Buyer's regret. Yeah, Marcus, you're exactly right. There will be a level of buyer's regret. So, let someone else pay the depreciation and get it.
Andy Fryer's Junction says, we've already had a TT pre-owned collection pass through the shops. Already appearing. And Ben Tullett says, the Nearly Competent Model Railway Club, also known as the LMM crew, do have many old and new models running on their layout.
Yeah, why not?
They should have invited me to join. I could be.
You could be nearly competent.
Their modular lab's old DC as well, so that does create some problems because when you get one, it'll go from one module and it'll suddenly speed up and slow down.
Right. But that does mean you can use a lot more.
Beth G
older
says,
stuff.
"Did I miss the Doncaster tickets winner announcement? That was being handled by DCC Concepts.
He hasn't told us.
We did run the competition on the channel, but it was all being run by DCC
Richard
Concepts.
Brighton, would you tell us who won?
Please tell us
the tickets, because we're dying to know.
Yeah,
he
and
did
also,
tell me, but I can't remember, and I'm not in a position to look up. So there have been one. I believe that the winner has been notified. But
apparently they were in
Richard Brighton, please, will you tell us who won?
No.
I
don't want to.
Yeah, Chehalis Valley Rail Productions has out of the 24 or so HO locomotives I have, only 2 are brand new. One I got on a clearance because it was the last one left, and the other I got as a Christmas gift.
Paul Tilbrook won the tickets.
There you go.
Paul Tilbrook. So there you are.
Congratulations, Paul.
And yes, the winner was a Monday Clubber.
There we go.
I recognise the name. I think that Paul Tilbrook, I've got a sneaky suspicion that their username, you'd go, oh, them. So there we go. Skipsy Trains.
Skipsy.
Yes.
Skipsy
Trains.
There you go. Oh.
I knew it. Yeah, that was the one I was suspecting it was. So Nomad Railway says, I bought a brand new Hornby Deltic pre-fitted with a HM7000 decoder. Turns out to be an old Lima chassis, no detail, no lights, no nothing. Rip off and never to buy another Hornby. Sorry, I'm late. The thing about that though was that I got one of those, and I got it because I realised that when I took the decoder out, so I took it as a view that I had a cheap locomotive and the decoder that I wanted. So that Deltic, I flipped to somebody else, and I got back enough that... What? What are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. She is, but I'm laughing at her.
Why are you laughing?
Because you...
Yeah. Okay, Del Trotter.
Yeah. You Del Boyd.
So, yeah, I know it's all the tooling, but actually...
it was a decent looking
I thought it was a good deal, because I think it was under £100, and... I kept the decoder and passed the loco on and actually did really... Will you stop it?
So, what we're going to do at this point, because Jenny is Del Boying, we're going to have a message from our sponsors, then we're going to come back and do an assessment of what we've learned tonight.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey.
Splattering everywhere.
Hello,
we're back. Hello
there. Yes. Hello.
For those of you who were wondering, there wasn't any part of that. He saw Jem press the button and went, spluttering about a bit.
Yes. Believe me, you don't want to know what he was talking about. Upwell and Onward says, howdy from Tuesday morning in New Zealand. Hello.
Ooh.
Hello from the past. Our ways may seem quaint to you. Of course,
Ben Tullett has a message for you.
Ben Tullett says, don't tell Jenny, but there is a Hornby Experimental Blue A4 Merlin in the pre-owned section. And there's a few coming through. I've seen some really nice ones. The thing is, there's only 6 A4s I still need to get the full set. And of those 6, I think Union of South Africa and what was the other one?
Silver Lake?
No.
Silver King?
No, funnily enough,
Silver Surfer?
Silver Fox and Silver Link have never been issued in a high quality tooling version in BR livery.
Hornby, why haven't you done it?
Gannet Seagull, Union of South Africa, Bitten, and
I haven't been bitten.
Sir Ralph Wedgwood is another one I need, and Silver Fox. A feeling I've got Silver Link, but it's a TMC renumber and renaming. Which is actually, if there's a specific model you want, there is a way of doing. You can do it that way if it's not been released. And I know I suggested that the 9F you could actually get a renumber from TMC. And then TMC themselves sent a message went, you do know they've all got different tenders and stuff, so it's actually not quite that straightforward.
But yeah, well, if you're willing to do it, then you can.
So as we draw up to the closing moments, ladies.
Oh, good God. Blimey,
Yes,
where did tonight go?
What have we learnt this evening about bargains?
I think what we've learned is that there
They're
are still
still
bargains
out
out there. And like I was trying to say before Jen cut me off earlier on,
She'd never do that.
there used to be a bit of a stigma about second-hand because it would be a much older and lower quality model. But second-hand these days is the stuff from the 2000s or the 2010s.
Yeah.
That benchmark has moved on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still good stuff.
I mean-
it looks good, it runs, and it's usually DCCable.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. I know I keep bringing this up because it just happens to be in front of me. It's partway through a DCC fitting, which is why the body's loose. But this was new in, I think, about 2002, 2003. It's
still
from the
looks damn good.
second production run that Bachmann did of the Class 8 diesel shunter. And actually, it still holds its own.
And this just shows though how far ahead and how spoilt we've been for many, many years.
Oh, yeah.
Prices now just catching up to what they should have been, really.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
If you think about it.
So
So,
second-hand looks good these days. It runs well.
Yeah.
You can DCC it easily. There's nothing wrong with going second-hand, and you will
Yeah.
save a fortune.
and also, can I add, things like the Bachmann Class 42s, early ones of those are not DCC ready, but also ridiculously easy to DCC fit, and actually still look okay next to much newer releases.
Richard Radersky says, we've also learned that because of Jenny, all the bargains have gone.
Yes, they've all evaporated into hell off.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Jenny, how many locomotives are there on the Fiddle Yard and Weir Yard that you don't know about?
Oh, but they're coaches down there. They don't count. There's a lot of good stuff out there. We've also learned that it always pays to do your research because retailers are not infallible, and there
That's
are.
not a coach.
That's a hit.
That's not a coach.
Yeah, shut up. Sometimes they can have things listed as being the old kryptonite of split chassis when actually they aren't. And if you know your models, you can grab a really good bargain. Also, in the case of the Freightliner 08, I paid £40 for that. It's a Bachmann Freightliner 08 shunter. It's actually going around quite happily, DCC fitted with Stay Alive. The reason I got that cheap, apart from it not having a box, was that it was missing the cab handrails and the cab steps. Now, for the Bachmann 08s, and they also work for the Hornby 08s, front and rear steps can be had as aftermarket items quite cheaply from NIU models. Bought all the parts for doing the Class 13, and I've got, because of that, some spare steps left over that I didn't need for that build, and they went perfectly into repairing that Freightliner Class 08.
That's another thing to remember, having a bits box.
Oh,
Yeah. Don't be frightened of taking on a little bit of repair work. Sometimes, people, they get scared because something's got a missing part or a little bit of damage. But actually, don't be afraid to have a go. You can get some amazing bargains by getting stuff that needs a little bit of TLC to get it back on the tracks. So, Peachy TT120 says TMC will have their best pre-owned at Donny. Shame Jenny will get at them first. I won't have time. Peter Jackson Sheila Heath says 08790 has gone down to Wembley. Is that? Oh no, that's 08570. That
Right.
one. John Pinney
So-
says, I bet they will look good on your layout. Answering to some. So I've just seen McCarville Studio say, I like it when she says, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Right, I have to head off now, so
Hmm.
thank you so much for joining us, guys.
And DJK666 says, I might trek across to Hereford soon. Whilst you're at Hereford Model Centre, see if they'll let you into their curvaceous storerooms. It's probably like, you know, the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark? I think their storerooms are like that. They're forever finding things. Oh, I didn't know we had any of these. New old stock, really great prices.
You got let into TMC's storage area one time when we were filming for the TMC challenge. We lost you for half an hour.
Yeah, we couldn't find you. You were at the back of the shed.
yeah.
Jenny literally disappeared into some shelves.
But I found that model of the Berlin Wall. I want to get one of those models of the Berlin Wall just to see what it is. Good night to you, Ben Tully.
Take care, guys. Have a great night.
So, look, you guys take great care. And from all of us here at Weir Yard, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye for now. Also, you will be getting the option to move straight on over to Gamehammer Classic Gaming, where the live streaming goodness continues tonight. Cupboard Monkey, what are you playing tonight on Gamehammer Classic Gaming?
We've had a request for the weakest link on PlayStation 1.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
And we've had a request. Excuse me.
Have we? Oh, that's
King
nice.
of Fighters Maximum Impact on
If
PlayStation
you're gonna
2.
play,
wow.
I wouldn't mind watching that. The weakest link. Could you please wait till I get home?
Yes.
Okay. How long
Certainly
does
can.
it take you to get home?
Depending what time I'll leave here and get in and sorted, I'll be about 10 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Jen, would you join me for the weakest link so that we've got two
You are
players?
the weakest link.
That
Well,
would be quite
I was gonna like do stuff.
Okay.
So I will do it, but I will just in the chat, so you can wait for the answers.
Zoe,
Yeah, no worries.
Zoe, fix the camera.
The train now departing is the 2104 service to Butts Farting, stopping at Grove Street Yard, Mineth Tatis, Tatis Newith, Boxton on File, Boxton Junction, Huckleton on the Hill, that unnamed layout that Jenny said had a name but it turned out it didn't have a name, Eindhoven, Pittsburgh somehow, all change at 3 clocks for Lord Hereford's Knob, and then on to Butts Farting. That's the 2104 service to Butts Farting. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there
thank
ever
you
was,
so much,
it's gathered
Andrew
down
Bettis,
together
very generously
because
donated
today's the
$1.99
day
on
Jenny
the
does.
super chat.
Come on, take up. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Take care, guys. Night night.
Right, the monkey's going to go and set up the Gamehammer Classic Gaming stream. You'll get a prompt in a bit to go on over, and your live streaming goodness will continue. I'm going to be seeing off the mighty Iron Horse.
Roar!
Roar!
Fetch me my kebab!
Fetch me my kebab.
Oh,
Bye bye.
take
Bye bye,
care.
everybody. Be good.
If you can't be good, don't get caught.
Don't
If
forget
you
to
get caught,
don't forget to
deny
brush your
everything.
teeth and wash behind your ears.
And remember, always get somebody to hold the ladder for you.
Eat your vegetables. Remember, always wipe back to front.
What? No, it's front to back.
Is it? Oh, well, we'll do that as well then. Whatever the right way is, wipe that way, and not the other way.
Take care, everyone. So, Craig is away, and it's now time to hand you off to Gamehammer Classic Gaming. So, thank you everybody for coming and joining us. If you haven't already done so, do please hit the like button. But from all of us here at Weir Yard, take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.